welcome back, y'all. We are back and we have been gone for quite some time, y'all. We haven't put up a lot of videos. We've had a lot of things going on in the house. We had a health scare with Jessica that turned out to be okay. We just got a lot going on. So we are finally back to prepping. We have been eating down our preps since April of 2022. Y'all, we had just way too much on hand. So I'm going to give you the results of what's going on. June is right around the corner. June will mark number 14 months that we have been eating down our preps. Now we've been eating down our preps since around April 3rd of 2022. A lot of people don't like that. There's a lot of controversial issues on eating down your preps and not restocking as you're eating them down. But y'all, let's be real serious. I had way too much. And if I had that much in stock that we could eat for 14 months, I had too much. So, are we gonna start restocking? Yes. Have we started restocking? Absolutely. I've got some things that I have put in a holding area in another portion of my basement. Y'all, I have a really large basement and I'm very happy that I have it for right now. When we move, I probably won't have this luxury. However, I've got some other things going on. We'll talk in another video about that when we do move, I should say, and how I'm going to do my preps then. So, with that being said, this is what we have left over after 14 months of eating down our preps. We have stocked back up some items. I don't have all my corn in stock right now. I do have a holding section, as I said, that I do put some preps off to the side. I am going to revamp my shelves, okay? We don't have much left, y'all, and don't look at my dirty floor. I live in a house with an unfinished basement. It is a pain to keep constantly cleaning everything down here on the shelves. Things get dusty quite a bit, but we are back to prepping. A lot of changes are being made with our preps as well, y'all. So I'm showing you a lot of the vegetables that we have here. We did restock on peas. That seems to be one of the big things in the house that the kids love to eat is peas. So what I'm going to do, my focus right now is still stocking canned vegetables. Now, we have our pantry upstairs. We have a secondary section in our upstairs that also holds preps, y'all. So I have got preps pretty much all over the house. With that being said, we are gonna take this very tall, 72-inch tall shelf. It is 4 feet wide and about 2 feet deep. We get these at Sam's Club. When we got them, they were $74 a piece. Y'all, they're nearly $100 now. Why? The inflation, obviously. But what I plan to do is, at the very top, I have some mushrooms, and I'm gonna make a small space for mushrooms, but each one of these shelves is actually going to be for a different vegetable. That's why I haven't restocked all of the vegetables yet. And down here, at the very bottom, I do have some canned corn as well down here. So I plan on moving the corn down here, putting carrots on this shelf. So all the stuff that's on this shelf here, which y'all see, we've got some open spaces now. I'm getting excited. A lot of preppers aren't excited when they see free space on their shelves. But we've been eating down our preps so much, it's been super crazy. We're gonna take the rest of the corn, we're gonna put it down on this shelf. Now I'm gonna have to move things around. I'm gonna have to clean off all these shelves. Unfortunately, we have to do this quite frequently because, once again, we have an unfinished basement. So the corn's gonna go on the bottom shelves. I will probably put canned carrots across this whole shelf. Now I know I can get at least 9 cases of every vegetable on each shelf. Each case holds 12 cans. 9 cases will give you 108 cans. I may be able to stretch them and push them and end up getting 12 cases per shelf. Now that would be 4 wide, 3 tall, okay? So there'd be this 1, 2, 3, 4, or I apologize, my math is off. It would be 5 wide and 3 tall, okay? So that would even give me more cans. So with that being said, it looks like I might be able to stick 144 cans per shelf per vegetable. So we'll leave peas where they're at. We're gonna take the corn, move those down to the bottom shelf. Again, like I said, I'm restructuring things. We have our green beans here. Unfortunately, we do have mixed vegetables. Mixed vegetables will climb to the very top, and the sliced mushrooms, which is what I've moved into, I'll make a space for them. So this whole shelf is going to be nothing but 144 cans per shelf of the 5 vegetables I mentioned: corn, sweet peas, carrots, green beans, and mixed vegetables. A couple of things I'm going to teach you guys real quick about what I've learned about prepping that I'm going to switch to. Canned mushrooms is one of them. I love fresh mushrooms. They don't last very long. So we're not going to be doing fresh mushrooms hardly at all anymore. Mushrooms, I pretty much use those for homemade pizzas. Over here, we're no longer going to keep our condiments and things of this nature down here. We took up a bunch of barbecue sauce. All these pickles are going to go up today. Pickle relish and things of that nature. All the dressings are upstairs as well. All of that's going to go in my kitchen. Like I said, I have a backflow and a secondary prep shelf system upstairs. I've got 2 of these black shelf systems as well upstairs in my kitchen. All the pickles are going to go up. The relish is going up. We're stocked for summer for pickles and relish, hopefully. So we're going to be doing that. I will tell you that I do have at some point over here, I have some canned beans, I believe, over here as well. The canned beans, we're going to stop buying as many canned beans. I have got 5-gallon buckets of dried black beans, pinto beans, kidney beans, and now I'm going to move into getting navy beans. We are no longer going to buy any sort of pork and beans, and y'all, we use that as a poor man's meal to make homemade baked beans, and they're not really baked beans, to be honest with you. Pork and beans with, we add a little brown sugar and a little bit of onion to it, and I bake it in the oven. But we're not doing that no more, y'all. We're going to move into buying dry navy beans and making our own homemade actual baked beans. So we are going to get a couple of cans of black beans for convenient wise, real quick. But y'all, I'm a stay-at-home mom. I'm a homeschooling mom. I've got an Instapot. I have no excuse, okay? I don't have to soak my beans. I rinse them off. I check them for any bad beans, any rocks, anything that could be in there. I clean them very clean. And then I throw them in my Instapot, high pressure, 35 minutes, bam, beans are done. So, convenient beans, we're probably only gonna go down to maybe a handful of each and be done. We've got the kidney beans, the black beans, the pinto beans, and now we're gonna be working on navy beans as well in our stockpile in 5-gallon buckets in Mylar bags, sealed. So, with that being said, that's one of the changes we're gonna make. The mushrooms was another change that I'm gonna make. We also are gonna start making a lot of sauces ourselves if I can. The one thing I was told about tomato products is it takes a lot of tomato products when you can your own tomato items. I am not going to do that. I'm gonna back off from doing that, and I am going to buy my canned tomato products. We'll check on that here in a minute. Another area where I am going to stop buying so much in is canned meats. My kids don't like the Keystone meats. My kids don't like canned roast beef. They do like the canned ham, so I'll keep the canned ham. So our meat products are gonna go down, and I'm just showing you guys as we're talking these shelves. This is where we're at after 14 months basically of eating down our preps. Okay, I told you we had a massive ton of preps in stock. So canned meats, we will no longer buy anything other than canned tuna, canned chicken. Now canned chicken will eventually go away as soon as I start canning. I'm gonna get a canner, y'all. It's finally coming to life. We're gonna get the canner. I've got some canning books in my wish list, things of that nature as well. And as soon as I can, I'm gonna move away from canned chicken, purchase my own boneless, skinless chicken breast, put it in a canner, and start canning it myself. All right, y'all? It is a little cheaper to do it yourself versus buying it in the store. That's why people are canning their own chicken. We are no longer gonna buy any Keystone products. In fact, I'm trashing them. I'm not even donating them. They're going in the trash. And that's gonna be what's gonna happen. Canned meats are only going to be tuna and canned chicken, and I can do a little bit of canned ham. Now, another area that I'm going to do away with, because we're gonna be moving a lot more into whole foods, and we're also gonna be moving a lot more into homemade foods. We are gonna go ahead and stick with what we have for our canned sauces when it comes to tomato products. Diced tomatoes, tomato sauce, Rotel. We have all of that here. We're gonna make our own dips. We're no longer buying dips other than the nacho cheese dip. Salsa, we're gonna stop buying salsa as well. Why? Because we can make homemade salsa cheaper. Pico de gallo, things of that nature are so much easier to make at home than to buy it in the store where it's a lot more expensive. We've got a lot of open space. Canned items such as ravioli is gonna be limited. We're gonna do away with the beefaroni. People aren't really liking it. It's probably just gonna clear the shelf and be trashed. SpaghettiOs, I'm gonna have the kids eat them down, and then we're done with SpaghettiOs as well. So those are a couple of items that we are no longer gonna be stocking as well. Yes, I gotta clean the other side of my basement, let me know. We are still going through a lot of clothes. We're doing a lot of organization in this basement. Still, it's always been an ongoing process. I gotta get these floors bleached, things of that nature. So we've got a lot of open shelf space that we're going to adjust and put things in. Canned tomatoes, I'm only gonna stock 6 months at a time. Same thing with canned tomato sauce and spaghetti sauce and Alfredo sauce. Yes, I know, make your own homemade spaghetti sauce and Alfredo sauce. Kids don't like the homemade version, I'll be honest. I've tried a couple, they didn't like it, so we are gonna stick with our tomato sauces. One thing I am doing is I'm trying to buy as many items as I can that are low sodium or have no salt added, all right? That doesn't mean that we're diabetic in the house, we're not, but y'all, we don't need that much salt in our diet as well. So this is what we have for our preps after 14 months, basically, of eating everything down. Those are some other items that we're gonna be taking out. We're gonna restock fruit. Now, fruit has always been a really hard one for me to stock. Canned fruit has gone from the 99-cent days, buying a can of fruit, to anywhere up to $1.50 per can. My kids see fruit and it's like ice cream. They go crazy for it. So I've got to be able to stock fruit upstairs and put a no touch, no grab limit downstairs so I can stock the fruit. The fruit's going to be really expensive to stock because of the price of it. You can tell, y'all, I buy a lot of the great value products, but y'all, doesn't mean that they're still cheap. Corn has come down, green beans have come down. I'm watching prices. I'm gonna turn you around here real quick and we're gonna take a look at our freezers next. All right, y'all, we're over here at our freezers. Here's another thing that we're gonna be doing a lot differently as well. No longer are we buying Ziploc bags for any freezing purposes. I am buying reusable Ziploc bags that are silicone that I can use for my fruits, such as when I dice bananas, I flash freeze them, and then I stick them in reusable Ziploc bags, but they're the silicone version. They're not Ziploc. I have found that they work really good for me, so I will continue to keep a stock and keep purchasing those. We are not using the one-time Ziploc freezer bags anymore. Yes, I have some things still in here that were in zippered freezer bags from Ziploc. I hate them. I absolutely hate them. Y'all know that I use a freezer paper now for meat. There may be some meat still left in here that does not have the freezer paper, but y'all, we are getting nitty gritty down with our meat down here. So there's a lot of things in here. Apologize. I'm going to start working on getting a lot of these freezers more organized. This freezer is going to be going down to simply 0, anything else. It's going to hold our meats. Now, we're gonna start working on what we're doing for meat. We are gonna get ground beef for my kids. I'm a vegetarian. Y'all know I don't be eating no meat. I used to be vegan. I moved into the vegetarian world. I am eating a few dairy products, not very many, but I can't call myself a vegan if I'm eating dairy products. So ground beef is gonna be something for my kids. 97% lean ground beef will be for my Chihuahua, Jaya. The reason she's getting a very high quality of ground beef, my kids will get the 80-20 or whatever, is because she has severe pancreatitis and she's allergic to a lot of things that are in dog food. So I make a lot of her dog food homemade. So with that being said, ground beef will be in here. We will have boneless, skinless chicken breast. We will be doing away with chicken legs. The kids just don't want to eat them anymore. But I will say, I'm super happy to say, my kids are eating the chicken thighs and they're happy with that, which shocks me. But I found out if I grill it on my grill, and y'all, I grill year round, it can be sleet, snow, rain or shine, and I'm on the grill because I've got a covered porch. So I can grill them, barbecue them that way, or I can pan fry them. Not the healthiest option, but the kids love it. So we will be keeping chicken thighs in the rotation. We are doing away with chicken legs. As far as pork goes, they like the boneless pork loin. I get it at Sam's Club for $1.97 per pound. I slice them into 3 sections. It's a big, huge, long pork loin. It's boneless. I use it for like a roast type purpose. And I also slice them in pork chop sizes as well. So it's basically a boneless pork chop. Y'all, $1.97 a pound. You can't find that anywhere else. You gotta slice it yourself into a pork chop thickness. And let me tell you, it's amazing for the kids. They love it. So we will be putting that in. We will no longer be doing pork roast unless it's boneless and it's on sale at Sam's. If it is, I may get a few, cut them down, and freeze them. I use freezer paper now at all times. Again, you'll see things in here that does have the Ziploc bags. Y'all, if it doesn't taste good, it's going in the trash. That's all I'm gonna say for the kids. So that will be going in here. So that's in the way of pork. With the exception of, now my kids are starting to like pork bacon. They hated pork bacon. They love turkey bacon. So mixture of turkey bacon or pork bacon, depending on the price. I do know that bacon's going down by 3 to 4% already. I've started knowing a change at Walmart. Keep your eyes out for it. I've also noted it's a big change at Sam's Club as well. So keep your eyes out for the bacon at Sam's Club as well as Walmart. Bacon will go in here. Sausage links and sausage patties will go in here. I'm doing away with most of our deli ham. It's not eating fast enough. We switched over to grilled cheese. We switched over to peanut butter and jelly. Y'all, I'm a hummus person, so I love my hummus. That's what I like for a sandwich. I put hummus and vegetables, and that's the way I eat my sandwiches. So we're gonna do away with deli ham for right now. It's just really expensive, and the kids aren't really eating it. So we've got our pork covered. We've got our beef covered. We've got our chicken covered. We don't really do too much steak in the house. I do have 2 kids that do like steak. Philip has decided he likes steak. Danya likes it. So we'll see what we can do there. In the way of seafood, Danya is the only seafood eater in the house. I will be buying her beer battered fish fillets and her shrimp. So that is what we're gonna be doing for this freezer. And so far, unless there's an update on any additional meats, that is what's gonna go in here. We're gonna finish eating all this down. This is where we're at 14 months after. Y'all, this was so packed to the top, you could barely close the lid. So yes, there's a lot of junk in there. Kids move things from freezer to freezer, and that's the problem that I have with these deep freezers. All right, apologize. I just shut that, and all my chihuahuas are upstairs trying to figure out what's going on. This was a free-for-all freezer. I don't even know what to call this one. A lot of stuff in here as well. We're still eating it down. Things have been moved around. You know, we've got a lot of things in here. This freezer is gonna be our vegetable freezer, y'all. Fruit and vegetable, frozen fruit and frozen vegetables. What I don't buy in a can for vegetables, I will put in here. What I don't buy in cans for fruit is gonna come in here. Now again, this is still pretty stocked, y'all. I'm shocked that we're still at the rate that we are. These are hot dogs. This is something that, again, we're gonna get rid of, is the Ziploc bags. So just don't do what they're supposed to do. And I will tell you that the Reynolds paper that you can get in the same section with the Ziploc bags, the Reynolds freezer paper works the best. I call it butcher paper because my parents used to buy whole pigs and whole cows that were processed, and it would come in that white paper, which is butcher paper, aka Reynolds freezer paper. Get it at Walmart in the same area where you get your Ziploc bags, your tin foil, your saran wrap, and all that. You'll love it because you'll be able to put your meat in there. You can use any tape, y'all. You don't have to use freezer tape. There were some times I ran out of freezer tape. No joke. I used duct tape and it worked great. I have used just regular tape. It has worked great. So the only thing you can't use is painter's tape. And then you can write on the outside of the package with the black marker what it is in there, the date and all of that, so you don't even have to get a label. One thing I am going to pick up more of is some ground sausage like this. Philip doesn't like it, but Jessica and Danya do. I will go ahead and cook up some ground sausage. This is just pork sausage. It should have been in the first freezer, but y'all, this is a free-for-all. My kids will check out things. They'll go from freezer to freezer and dump things from one freezer to the other. But I am making breakfast bowls from home. Don't be going out and buying those crack and egg bowls. And do not buy those Jimmy Dean bowls, y'all. Look at the price for that for 7 ounces. Are you joking me? Eggs have come down significantly. In my town, Kansas City, Missouri, out on Highway 40. Y'all, I'm putting you real close to my house. I'm only a mile and a half from it. We have our eggs, 60 count Walmart Great Value eggs. 60 count is down to $8.24. Now, I would like to see it at the $3.50 it used to be. I don't know if we're ever gonna get that low, but we crack a couple of eggs. I cook up the sausage. I drain the grease out of the sausage. I put the sausage back in the pan, scramble the eggs, cook it in with the sausage. And then what I do is I take it, I put it in, have it all done, add some cheese on the top. When that melts through, throw them in the bowls. Girls love it. They love it. And I get quite a few bowls out of it. So again, this is going to be a fruit and vegetable. Yes, we are still eating down a significant amount in here. I can't even move this tray because it's so full over here. But this is just a free-for-all. I'll be quite honest, I don't even know what's in here. So let's move into our next freezer. Our next freezer here, pretty much the same episode. It is a free-for-all. Now again, all of the fruits and vegetables will end up in the second freezer. Now, when I say vegetables, the vegetables I'm talking about are like the California blend and the Normandy blend of vegetables, things of that nature. Maybe some frozen spinach. I hate canned spinach. Apologize to anybody out there who likes canned spinach. I can't stand it. But once again, we have the same issue here. It's just completely full of vegetables, and Lord only knows what else. There's an ice pack. I don't even know why that's in there. That's not even shaped right because somebody threw it in there sideways or whatnot. So this one here is a 5 cubic foot freezer. The first 2 are 7 cubic feet. All 4 of my freezers come from Walmart, y'all. Again, we don't know what we all have in this freezer either. I apologize. That's just the way it is right now. I know we have some bagels here. We've got a lot of things in here. We're still eating this down. Now, remember, y'all, this is 14 months into eating our freezers, and we still got this much. So this freezer is this one is a 5 cubic foot. This is going to hold all of our baking items. So I'm going to start stocking up on chocolate chips. I'm going to stock up on flour. Yes, you can put flour in the freezer. Breadcrumbs, anything like that I could possibly stick in here. I will not be sticking breadcrumbs in here, y'all. But this will be the freezer that I stick all of my baking stuff in, my butters, things of that nature. Homemade bread dough. We are making our own homemade bread now. I am not making my own homemade buns yet for hamburger and hot dogs. But we're making our own dinner rolls. We're making our own breads for sandwiches now. We're making those type of things. Things such as bagels, English muffins, buns, hot dogs and hamburgers, those don't get frozen. English muffins can get frozen. Bagels can get frozen just fine. We're going to make our own pizza crust. We have been making our own pizza crust. It works great. We even make stuffed pizza crust. So we just line the outside with, what was I going to say? We outline the outline of the pizza crust. I'm sorry, I'm listening to my dogs upstairs. They're going nuts. I'm outlining the pizza crust with mozzarella sticks, folding it over. I split the mozzarella sticks in half lengthways. I fold the crust over it, and we make stuffed pizzas as well. The days of buying pizza at Domino's, the days of picking up pizza at Little Caesars are long, long over. So, third one is going to be our baking for all of our baking needs. We also make our own homemade cookies. We take cookie dough, and when it's done and it's been sitting in the refrigerator for a little bit, we take it out, we roll them into little balls. I flash freeze those bad boys, and then we put them in the Ziploc bags. That's the only exception for Ziploc bags at this moment right now. And with that being said, then we could take them out and lay them on a cookie sheet lined with a silicone baking mat and put those little balls on there and pop them in the oven for about 12 to 13 minutes, and we have homemade cookies. The days of us buying cookies are over. Zero. We're not buying any more cookies either. All right, last one. Same routine as the rest. There's nothing I can do, y'all. It's just what it is right now. And this one's going down, so I'll have to fix this one. This one's jammed. But this is all the way filled pretty much to the top still. A lot of junk in here as well. this freezer is no longer going to be what this freezer is. This is going to be my personal freezer and anything left that the kids need to put in here. We're not going to buy a whole bunch of convenience foods anymore, y'all. Making it from scratch, making it homemade, I don't have the excuse. This is going to be a backflow. Yes, my kids are going to start having a little bit of convenient food and a lot more homemade food. I'm also going to be making homemade bean and cheese burritos, y'all. I do it already. I put the pinto beans in the Instapot. I cook them because they're dry beans, y'all. And then when they're done, I add all my seasonings in it too as well before I close the lid. I put it on high pressure, 35 minutes, come back. I run them through my food processor, smooth them up in a matter of seconds, add them to tortillas, add some cheese, wrap them up, throw them on parchment paper or silicone baking sheets on a cookie sheet, put them in my freezer, flash freeze them, and then put them away for later use. That way, no more bean and cheese burritos, no more breakfast burritos are being bought at the store either. We are stopping that, and we're stopping it now. This freezer is going to be for my vegan items because I do eat vegan chick patties and I eat vegan bacon. Those are the only vegan meat options that I eat. Other than that, I don't deal with it. I don't like the Beyond Beef. I don't like any of that other stuff. So with that being said, my vegan items will be in here. I'll have a small backflow of some convenient items, and then we'll have some homemade convenient items that we make from home, from scratch. And that is what this freezer is going to be. Again, I apologize for the messiness of all these freezers, but y'all, we got to continue to eat this down and get to the point where we can start stocking it properly in the right way. Each week for the next 4 weeks, starting in June, I am going to open a freezer. We're going to pull everything out. We're going to reorganize it, and we're going to put it in the way that I just spoke to you about. So with that being said, this completes what we've got going on with our freezers in our pantry. I have not even showed you my dry food, y'all. We've got a lot of buckets still left in stock. We've got dried oatmeal. We've got dry beans of all sorts. I have got well over 200 pounds of rice, white, still left in stock. We have oatmeal galore. So we're doing fine. We're doing great. We were able to save over $7,000, y'all, in 14 months, eating down what we had already in the pantry and just using what we had on hand, and anything that we needed to get to the store to match up with these items is what we did. Fresh fruit, fresh vegetables, anything that was perishable were extra items that we needed to get. So this is what we have for you. If you have any questions, any comments, any concerns, any suggestions, throw them at me down below in the comment section. Again, I apologize. Y'all looking at this freezer still. Look at this. This is a mess. But we're going to get it all taken care of. We're going to get it all worked out. We're going to get these freezers nice and neat. Things that are old that need to be pitched are going to head out. And we are going to be, in our next video, I'm going to show you what my 52-week list is going to look like and what I'm stocking up starting in June for the next year when it comes to my freezer items, when it comes to my shelf-stable items, and when it comes to our personal care items. So catch you in the next video. Until then, Without Limits is out.